All right, so when we go to mykw.kw.com, this is where you can actually access your myKW platform. Now, all you'll need to do in order to access the myKW platform is to put inside your username, all right, and your password on here. Now, that is pretty much it. Now, if you ever forget your password, there is a forgot password option down here to help out. All right, so just to give you a heads up on that one. Now, if you do click the forgot password option down here, this will send a password reset email back over to your KW.com email. All right, so you do have to have access to your KW.com email in order to reset this. All right, and of course, if you have a weird computer-generated password with a bunch of different letters and characters, we will show you where you can change that password a little bit later on. Now, if you do click on the login option, it takes you to this little app homepage. All right, the main one you want to focus on is the KW Intranet app on here. All right, so the KW Intranet app is actually the main one to take you to the myKW Intranet. All right, these are just other shortcuts that will actually take you over to different locations as well. I just clicked on this. There we go. All right. Now, this is going to take us directly back over to our myKW Intranet. All right, so this is what the homepage of myKW.kw.com looks like. All right, so whenever you log in, this is going to be kind of the back-end office of your website, of your CRM. It's going to have your marketing pieces on here. All right, obviously inside the CRM, it's going to have your database. All right, so there's a lot of things that you want to take a look at on here. So just kind of taking a brief overview look at this homepage. So first thing first, you have your profile option up here at the top left. Now, this profile will not only display on KW.com for the public, but parts of this will actually display for other agents to view as well. All right, so not everything you fill out on here will display for the public, but a good amount of it will actually display for agents. All right, because on here, as you can see, there's a profile option, and we'll actually show you how to get to that profile later on. All right, but then right below that, there's a find an agent option too. All right, so in this case, if you happen to have a seller that's moving out of the state to another state, maybe you want to find a different KW agent so you can refer them over. All right, get a referral fee out of everything. All right, so I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. Now, there is also a report section on here too. All right, one of the best things that you can do in your real estate business is to constantly download reports to keep up to date with how well you're doing. All right, so there are multiple reports on here that you might want to pull out. Now, speaking of the reports section, you will have a little bit of an overview down here too. All right, now if you notice, nothing's displaying right now because we do need Adobe Flash installed in order for this to work. All right, so if you don't have Adobe Flash installed on your computer or on your web browser, you might have to download it. All right, so I just went ahead and allowed it real quick. All right, it looks like it's initializing. All right, and here we go. So perfect. All right, so on here, as you can see, it's just a very small overview. All right, but when taking a look at it, we actually have our production trends over here. All right, so if you want to see how many contracts you've written, how many contracts you've closed, all right, we obviously have the listing information on here too. We were just looking at, both, but we have sales on here as well. All right, and it's all for the past year. Now, if you notice, even though it is now February 6th, the January information is not updated quite yet. All right, so once that January information does update, then it would go from February 2017 to January 2018. All right, so just to give you guys a heads up on that. Now, you'll also have your cap status right in the middle. All right, this is the main thing that all agents want to look at. All right, so you can see your GCI, you can see how much you've paid back to the market center, all right, and then how much you have remaining to cap, so you can keep 100% of your commission. All right, then, of course, on the right-hand side over here, all right, we also happen to have just a few ratios. Now, once again, these are just very basic kind of reports that you can pull. This is the very basic information on how well you're doing and whatnot. All right, so in this case, if you do want to view additional reports, there is a View Full Report option up here at the top as well. All right, or once again, we have the Report section over here at the top left. All right, either one will go to the same location. All right, and remember, you do have to have Adobe Flash on your web browser or your computer in order to view this. Now, we also happen to have our e-edge control panel, and this is going to be one of the biggest places we're going to spend a good amount of time today. All right, so just kind of going in order, we'll start at the top left up here. We have the My Leads section. Now, My Leads are going to be any leads that have come over from your website, from your profile, from your app, all right, anyone that's basically tried to contact you. All right, so that is what a new lead will be considered. Now, with that being said on here, the new leads will automatically display in the My Contact section as well. All right, they just automatically display under new leads just so you can view them a little bit quicker. All right, so under the My Contact section, this is your database. So if you ever hear anyone say add them to your database, this is what they're talking about. Now, in addition to that, you can also click the plus sign on here. All right, and go to add new contacts to add inside a new contact immediately. All right, now in order to add a contact, you do need 3 items. All right, you need a first name, you need a last name, and you need some type of contact. All right, whether it's going to be an email, phone number, or a property address. All right, those are the 3 items that you'll need. Now, you can't have exact duplicate contacts. All right, so you can have 2 different John Smith contacts, but you couldn't have johnsmith@gmail.com for 2 different contacts. All right, so I just want to make sure that's known. All right, you can't have exact duplicates on here. All right, now you can have up to 15,000 contacts in your database, and you can send out up to 5,000 emails a month. All right, so there are a few limitations on here. Now up here, we also happen to have the My Marketing section. All right, the My Marketing section on here is going to be all of our different marketing pieces that we might want to take a look at. All right, so the 2 big items I always highly suggest checking out are the Create Marketing Materials section, all right, because that's going to include all of your flyers, all of your postcards, your listing and buyer presentations, all right, and then the Manage and Create campaigns, as this will include your email campaigns, your print mail campaigns, or even a combo of both for you. All right, so these are the 2 big ones to actually take a look at. All right, and of course, that's all under the My Marketing section. All right, now you do have 2 emails with KW. All right, so it can get a little confusing, but this email under the My Email section is your eEdge email address, right? Your eEdge email. Now, the eEdge email will typically end in @kwrealty.com. All right, that email address on here is really just going to be used solely to send out emails from the platform. All right, so that's pretty much the main purpose of it. All right, so with that being said, whenever you send out an email, it'll automatically come from the @kwrealty.com email address. All right, but then whenever someone tries to reply back to it, it can actually go to a different email address instead. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that one. All right, we're going to talk about where to find that later on too. But in case anyone ever sends an email directly to your eEdge email, this is where you can access it. Now, at the top right, we have My Transactions. That is your .loop account. All right, so a lot of offices utilize .loop. In fact, I'd say 80% plus utilize .loop. All right, and we happen to have 2 .loop classes on the 1st Thursday of each month and the 4th Thursday of each month. All right, so we just had our .loop 101 class, but our .loop 201 class will be coming up very soon. All right, so we don't talk about .loop in this class because .loop is basically a class on its own. All right, but in case you're ever looking to set up a listing or buyer transaction, all right, this is where you'll want to start. All right, because in this case, it'll allow you to add inside different documents, and it's all going to be online. So now you can actually send out documents for people to basically click to sign. So in this case, you don't actually have to print anything out. You don't have to find them to have them fill everything out. You can literally send it over to their email address linked up with .loop. They can log in and sign, and then they'll be good to go. All right, so everything is completely paperless now. All right, and then below that, we also happen to have the action plans. So if you're like me and you like to have different tasks of what you need to do each day, this might be perfect for you. All right, because this is going to give you different tasks of what's available, whether it's for a buyer, a seller, an open house. All right, the sky's kind of the limit because you can create your own task on here too. All right, so there are a few templates that you can choose from, or of course, once again, you can create your own different task templates. All right, so if you're OCD like me and you like to know, hey, I want to check things off that I need to do each day, then this will be perfect for you. Now, the final item that I do want to show you guys is the My Market Center intranet. So I'm not going to click on it, but I just want to show you where to access it. Now, this My Market Center intranet is the intranet link for your office specifically. All right, so if I clicked on this My Market Center intranet, that would take me to the office intranet for Office 513 in Vancouver. All right, so just to give you a heads up, it's just for your office. So that way, if you want to view the training calendar, all right, maybe you want to view additional documents the office has added in, you can even send out messages that only agents or other staff member in the office can view. All right, it's only available for your office. It's kind of like a private Facebook group. All right, so that is just kind of the eEdge control panel, just in a very brief nutshell. Now, at the top up here, we also have this little black bar going from left to right. All right, and there are a few locations I definitely want to tell you guys about. All right, so on here, if we hover over education, the first option that's going to display is KW Connect. Now, KW Connect is a phenomenal place to actually find additional training opportunities 24/7. All right, not only are there live classes, there are also recorded webinars, there are podcasts, there are different documents you can download. You can also view the calendar on there too for your office. All right, so plenty of different items on here. So if I click on KW Connect on here, all right, it's pretty much just a social media training portal just for Keller Williams. All right, so if we look on here, we have additional items up here at the top that we can actually search through. You can literally search, much like if you're on YouTube. All right, so you can search for courses, videos, users, and so much more. All right, we have a scrolling banner up here. Some of the top items you might want to take a look at. You can actually view recently added in videos on here too. All right, and then if we go all the way back up to the top again, obviously you can view different memberships at KW Connect. You can view the office calendar. All right, there are different resources on here, including information about technology. All right, you can ask agents. You can ask Kelly, who's the new AI software that's coming out very soon. All right, so you can ask different questions you'd like answered by Kelly. You can view featured shows, or if you're looking for the CGI calculator, that'll be under growth on here. All right, and that's the career growth initiative that you'd want to look for. All right, now in addition to that, you can also upload your own content as well. All right, but KW Connect is basically an online portal for you to take a look at. All right, so it's pretty cool how you can actually access everything. All right, so I'm going to go back real quick, back over on myKW homepage. So that's under the Education tab on here. That's the big item to take a look at. Now under the Marketing tab on here, you also happen to have logos and branding. All right, so the logos and branding section is going to give you different KW logos that you can utilize as logos or branding tools. All right, so in this case, you might actually have your office logo on there as well. All right, so feel free to take a look at that because you might actually be able to pull up your office logo. Now, in addition to that, there's also the Business Basics section. Now, this is going to be very basic marketing pieces that you might want to take a look at. Now, don't get this confused with the My Marketing section because that's the main place to actually take a look at for marketing. All right, but under Business Basics on here, all right, this will actually have letterhead. And I always like to tell people about that because they always ask if there's letterhead available. All right, so this is going to have a Word document letterhead option for you. All right, that's all under the Business Basics. So it's very minor marketing pieces. Now remember, your main marketing platform is going to be under My Marketing instead. All right, now of course this is obviously a technology class, so we're definitely going to take a look at the Technology tab up here. All right, and there are a couple different locations we want to check out on here. All right, so first thing first, we do happen to have our KW Websites option. Now this is where you can find your Playster website. That is the brand new site that is just recently launched by KW. All right, so it launched about 2 years ago, but it's the new site for KW agents to utilize. Now, we don't talk about Playster in this class. We actually have a Playster 101 and Playster 201 class that happen every other Wednesday. All right, so tomorrow is going to be the Playster 201 class you can check out. All right, but when taking a look at this, if it shows your KW website and then it says your new website is ready, go to my website, all right, then you are all good to go and you can access it immediately. All right, so as long as you have that button, then everything is good to go and set up. Now, in order for this button to display, you have to have two things completed. One, you have to have your KW.com email approved. All right, so you have to have that set up and approved. You don't have to use it, but you have to have it set up. And two, you have to have your MLS ID added to the white pages, typically by an admin in the office, as only admins have the option to add that in. Now, with that being said on here, all right, you do have to have an MLS ID from the MLS. So if you don't happen to have your MLS info quite yet, this might not launch for you. Now, once it does, it should say go to my website, and you can utilize this immediately. Now, the cool part about this site is it's very simple to use. All right, very easy. All right, and every Wednesday we do have a class that purely goes over how to utilize it. Now, hovering over that Technology tab again, we also happen to have the KWLS, approximately that fourth option down. Now, this stands for the Keller Williams Listing System. All right, so whenever you happen to have a listing, this is where you want to add this in immediately. All right, this listing will automatically syndicate out from the KWLS to different platforms. All right, they typically say about 150 different sites, including Zillow and Trulia. All right, so that's how Zillow and Trulia receives this info. All right, so if I click on KWLS, for instance, it's going to open up a new window for me, so I'm going to maximize that real quick. All right, here's what an active KWLS looks like, or I guess an active. That was correct. An active KWLS. Let's think KWLS was right after A. All right, so on here you can actually view the listings at a glance, and you always want to make sure that your listings are accepted on here. All right, your listings have to be accepted in order for them to start syndicating out properly. All right, over on the right-hand side, we have a little bit of an overview of our listing data. So this agent has 7 active listings. That means those 7 active listings are now actively syndicating out to those different sites, including Zillow and Trulia. All right, there are 15 that are expired, 2 that are listed as sold, and 1 that's TNC. Now, one big item to take a look at, and not everyone's going to have this, and that's okay, but if you do have this, one big item to take a look at is single point of entry down here. All right, under single point of entry, if you happen to have the List Hub enabled option, all right, if this is available for you, make sure there's a check inside that box. All right, by putting a check inside that box, this will automatically allow your listings to syndicate over from the MLS to the KWLS. All right, so just to give you a heads up, it'll automatically come from the MLS to the KWLS to then push out to those different sites. Now, it typically takes about 24 hours for your listing to come from the MLS to the KWLS. All right, so you'll have to give it a little bit of time for it to come over. Now, if you don't have this option on here, no worries. All right, what you can also do, if you happen to have something called single entry listing, which is another item similar to List Hub, some offices subscribe to single entry listing. All right, see if your office is subscribed to them. All right, and if they have, then you can also add your listing on there. Now, if your office does not have List Hub or doesn't have single entry listing, that's no problem at all. All right, there's a create a listing option up here at the top where you can create that listing immediately. All right, so if you want to add inside your listing a little bit quicker, that's no problem. All right, you can add it in right away. All right, even if you happen to have a List Hub and you just want to add it in the same day, you're definitely more than welcome to. Now, this is not going to ask as many questions as the MLS will typically ask, so that's the good part about this. It's just going to ask the bare minimum to get this listing out there. All right, but remember, we want our listing inside the KWLS as soon as possible. All right, now if we hover over technology, you'll also have the green sheet section. This is how you can actually get paid. All right, so you'll definitely want to fill that out. It usually takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and it'll actually highlight, or not highlight, but it gives you a red asterisk as to what is a necessity. What is necessary, I guess what I should say, in order for you to actually submit this to get paid. All right, and then we also happen to have the KW email and the change password option. Now, if you want to change your password for myKW, this is where you can do it under this change password section. All right, now in addition to that, we're going to click on this KW email option because the KW email section will actually allow you to set up your KW.com email and also to set up alias emails if you want to, or to change the password. Now, your KW.com email is actually a Gmail account, just to give you a heads up. All right, so all you'll have to do in order to access this email is go to gmail.com. All right, if you want to add it to your phone, to your tablet, to Outlook, you would do it the exact same way that you would add a normal Gmail account. All right, pretty much identical in this case. Now, the one big difference about this email compared to a Gmail account, all right, is the email is going to end in @kw.com instead of @gmail.com. All right, and if you guys know a good amount about Gmail, you're actually going to get 30 gigabytes of online storage instead of the normal 15. All right, so you're basically going to get double the amount of storage that you can have on Google Drive, all right, or just in general in your inbox. Now, if you do need to set this up, there is a sign up option at the top right up here, so you can actually sign this up immediately or set this up immediately, however you want to consider it. Now, in order to set up an email, it has to be between 4 and 20 characters, all right? And by characters, you obviously can have lowercase letters. All right, you can't have uppercase letters, but regardless, if you send out an email, you could put an uppercase, it'll still go through. You can have numbers, you can have dashes, dots, underscore. All right, the email does have to start with a letter, and there are a plethora of words that you can't use, like realtor, realty, real estate, all right, that aren't available to be used, unfortunately. All right, but if you use your first and last name, that's an option on here too. Now, right below the sign up option, though, there is manage your KW email. Now, this is where you can actually go through to set up alias emails. So you can actually have one primary email and then up to 5 additional emails that'll automatically send over to that main email. But this is also where you can go. I'm going to click on this real quick. All right, to change your password too. All right, the biggest question we always receive is I can't log into my KW.com email, and I go to gmail.com and it says that I need to contact the administrator. How do I change the password? Well, the good news is the administrator is actually Keller Williams, but they've given you access to change this on your myKW account. So out of technicality, you can change it immediately. All right, so on here, I can actually see here's her current email. All right, I can set up additional aliases if I want to. It looks like she is forwarding this email, so if anyone emails LoriGodfrey@KW.com, it'll forward to this email instead. All right, and then down here, there's an option to put inside a new password and to confirm it. All right, now the good thing is the password criteria is literally going to be the exact same criteria as your myKW login and password. All right, so in this case, if you want to mimic what your password is for your myKW password, all right, you can do that. All right, but this is where you can actually change that password at any time, so I definitely want to make sure that's known. Now, in order to sign into the Gmail account, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is go to gmail.com and click the sign-in option, much like you're signing into a normal Gmail account. But instead of typing inside at gmail.com, we'll type inside our KW.com email. All right, then we'll go through and type inside our password. And voila, we're done. All right, that's all you have to do. All right, this won't pop up for you. This is actually an additional plugin I've got. All right, and you can go through, you can manage your inbox on here. You can actually view starred items. You can view different sent items you've sent out. All right, there's an option for bulk or spam. You can view your trash. You can compose emails. So if you notice, this is the exact same thing as a Gmail account. The only difference is it's going to have the KW branding. That's pretty much it. So if you've ever used a Gmail account before, it's going to look identical. All right, so that's the good part about it. All right, now in order to get back over to the myKW homepage, if you ever see this black bar up here at the top, there are 3 ways to get back to the homepage. All right, number 1 is to click on the myKW logo. All right, that myKW logo will take you directly back over to the myKW homepage. All right, number 2 is to click on the home option. If you click on the home option, it'll actually open up a brand new tab that'll take you back to the homepage, but it'll leave this page open as well. All right, so just to give you a heads up, it's going to open up a new tab, and it's going to leave this page open too in case you need to access it again. All right, way number 3, tried and true method, just type inside mykw.kw.com inside the address bar, and it'll take you over immediately. All right, so those are the 3 different ways that you can access the back end on here. All right. So with that being said on here, I'm now going to click on the profile option over here at the top left. All right, and once we click on that profile option, this is how you can actually get your profile up to 100%. Now, we're not going to show you how to get it up to 100% like we typically do in our normal 3-hour class, all right, but I'm going to show you some helpful tips, all right, of different items you'll probably want to set up on here. Now, when you click on that option, it is going to take you back over to this contact information comparison page. Now, on here, we're going to have 4 different kind of columns, I guess is what you could call them, out of what we can look at. Now, the myKW info section for the white pages is going to be a good amount of what we'll need, but not everything that we'll need in order to get our profile up to 100%. All right, the My Leads section is purely going to be for the KW app. All right, so in this case, we can actually just leave that as is for the time being. All right, other My Referrals is everything you'll need to get up to 100%. So if you ever want to change anything on your myKW account or you want to make sure that everything's up and running, all right, this will help out tremendously. All right, and then the IDX management is a whole different ballgame for every office. So in this case, this is for your app IDX, all right, with your WolfNet account. All right, and on here, if you need to get that set up, I would chat with the office immediately just to make sure it's up and running so that way your app is working 100%. All right, so I'm going to click on that edit option under other My Referrals real quick. All right, and once we click on that, all right, so that's going to take us right to the back end where we can actually update our profile even further. All right, so hopefully it'll pop up a little bit quicker on here. All right, now this is going to be everything that you'll need in order to get your profile up to 100%, but definitely some of the more important items. And if it doesn't pop up quite yet, since this is a 1-hour class, all right, I'm going to try it one more time. If it doesn't pop up, we might skip over it because I definitely don't want to hold you guys up or anything because we do have a lot of material to cover in 1 hour. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to let it go ahead and load real quick. We'll come back to that. Oh, hold on. Right when you threaten it, then all of a sudden it works on here. All right, so let me zoom in real quick. All right, so once again, this is everything you'll need in order to get up to 100%. All All right, but I'm just going to go over some of the bigger items that you might want to take a look at. All right, so first thing first, the specialties on here. These are different specialties that you wish to work within in real estate. All right, so if you are going to add inside specialties, just put a comma and a space on there, so that way everything will display in a proper straight line. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm going to add over to our little chat section where you can actually view her profile because she's done a phenomenal job with the profile. All right, because obviously we're going to go through this pretty quickly. All right, now the city service areas are very important. This is how people can actually search for you when they look for an agent on KW.com. All right, so if someone goes to KW.com and they search for an agent in your city, all right, in this case, they might come over here and say, hey, I'm looking for an agent in Cornelius. All right, then she would pop up because she has Cornelius listed on here. All right, so add inside as many cities that you wish to work with in. All right, that's typically how it'll search on here. All right, you do have to add them one at a time, and it will automatically make them lowercase. I just want to give you a heads up on that. All right, now scrolling down, you do have to add inside referral notes in order for other agents to actually view you in that referral section. So make sure you add inside referral notes on here for it to actually be viewed. All right, now obviously you do have a section down here for your headshot. You can even change your name or even your username on here too. So if you don't like what your myKW username is, you do have the ability to change that out. All right, then of course we have standard items like our address, our phone numbers. Same thing down here with mobile carrier. All right, but one of the bigger items on here, two big items I want to show you guys real quick, is the bio section. All right, so on here, this is where you can really talk about yourself. Really let people know why they should contact you as a real estate agent. So if you happen to have a bio on your website, if you have a bio over on LinkedIn, if you have one on, wherever it might be, you can copy and paste that and put it in over here. All right, that's always an option. This is where you can really sell yourself. All right, so if you're going to have a bio over on your website, you might as well put it over here on the profile too. All right, now the other big item is actually this display URL for KW.com. This is not a part of the 100%, right? But if you don't have anything inside here, if you leave this blank, you will not display on KW.com for people to find you. All right, so at the end of the day, I don't want you guys losing out on any potential leads because you weren't displaying somewhere. All right, so with that being said on here, typically what you'll want to do is put inside a first name and last name, or maybe your team name or something that kind of brands you, but put a dash or a hyphen between each word. All right, having a dash or a hyphen on here between each word will be the best for SEO or search engine optimization. All right, that'll help out tremendously. All right, so I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. All right, then if we scroll down even further past all the social media items, one other big place, display profile on KW.com. That needs to say yes in order for this to actually display properly out on KW.com. All right, then the email section needs to have your email address that you wish to utilize for business. All right, now once again, under this email section, it's not going to create an email address. All right, but this is the main email that you wish to utilize instead. Now, once that's done, go ahead and click that save option. But when you click the save option, you're going to notice in a second, it's going to save properly, but it's going to look kind of weird. All right, so whenever you save anything on this profile, it's going to come up with an exclamation point, and then it might say associate information successfully saved. So it's kind of strange how that pops up, but if it does show up like this, that means that you are all good to go. So I just want to give you a heads up on that. All right, now if there are any issues on here, then you just need to scroll down. It'll actually have it highlighted in red as to where the issue is for you to update even further. All right, so that's just a very brief overview of some of the bigger items on your profile that you'll definitely want to take a look at. All right, so back over here under the contact information comparison page, now I'm going to click on the edit option under my leads. That way we can actually take a look at our app info. All right, so the KW app is a phenomenal tool to utilize. This will work anywhere inside the United States, even inside Canada. All right, so it works inside USA, works inside Canada. I don't know if it works in Mexico or not. All right, but it definitely works inside those two countries. All right, now the KW app on here, though, is going to pull some of your information from the back end of the eAgency site. Now, the eAgency site is the old school KW website that really isn't utilized anymore. Now, with that being said on here, I always tell people, think of the capital A for eAgency. All right, and for the capital A on eAgency, think of it as app. So that way you can kind of correlate the two together. Now, the information that will display on your app, like your name, email, and phone number for how people can contact you, will come from this back end. So let me go and zoom in real quick so we can see a little bit further. Now the information that will actually display on our app when someone downloads it, all right, is going to come from this 1.0 and 1.2 section. All right, so the 1.0 and 1.2 section. So if I scroll down a little bit further, then I can actually view all that information on here. Now the big three items to take a look at for the app would be the agent display name. All right, that's the name that's actually going to display on the app. All right, the email address. All right, that's the email that's actually going to display when someone tries to contact the agent, in this case yourself. All right, and then the phone number on here. All right, that's the phone number that's going to display if someone tries to call the agent, all right, or in this case, tries to text them, all right, whatever it might be. All right, now obviously the other items that are in the red asterisks on here, you will need to fill out in order for this to actually display properly for you. All right, but with that being said on here, you won't be able to do anything with designation. All right, I'm trying to click the backspace button and nothing's happening on here. All right, so you won't be able to do anything with designation. All right, but regardless outside of that, all right, once we click that save option, this will update immediately for us. All right, so just to give you a heads up. Now, the app does take about 72 hours to update. I just want to let you guys know about that. All right, it takes approximately 72 hours to update. All right, now the other big place to take a look at for the app is under 2.0 for Design Your Website and 2.4 for Edit Site Info. All right, so 2.0 for Design Your Website and 2.4 for Edit Site Info. Now under 2.0 and 2.4, if we scroll down a little bit further, all right, then we're going to have our hosting section. Now under this hosting section on the left-hand side, the only thing we'd want to focus on is website to display and alternate website. Those are the only two items we want to focus on here. All right, so under website to display on here, I want to click the alternate option. All right, then under alternate on here, once we click that button, we'll put inside the alternate website URL, including the HTTP or HTTPS://. All right, so in this case on here, you can actually allow on the app where it says visit my website, or even on your profile where there'll be a link that says visit my website. All right, you can allow that link to go to whatever website you'd like to utilize instead of the eAgency site. So in this case, it could go to your eEdge site, it could go to your new Playster site, it could go to a custom website. All right, you can drive it wherever you want to. Now once again, once this is updated, it does take 72 hours for the app to update. All right, but this will update on the profile immediately. And so once you change that out, we're going to click the save option at the bottom. All right, and it'll say save successful, so we're now good to go. All right, then the final thing we'd want to take a look at for the app is actually what is our app information. All right, and that's under 4.0 for Ad Listings IDX Search and 4.5 for Mobile Property Search. All right, so under 4.0 and 4.5, this is where you can view your app info. Now, if your app information does not display on your screen whenever you take a look at this back end, all right, make sure you click the option up here if it says None and select your Market Center name from the drop-down list. All right, then that'll display your specific app info. All right, now just to give you a heads up, every agent is going to have their own app information. All right, so the information you're seeing on here is actually for Lori Godfrey. All right, so you don't want to write this down or download it because this is going to be for that agent specifically. All right, but when we're looking at this, you can actually see your mobile URL, which I would highly suggest utilizing on your email signatures, on your email campaigns. All right, you can put it on your website, you can put it on your business cards. All right, this is going to be one of the easiest way for people to actually download your app immediately. All right, now in addition to that, we also happen to have the mobile text code. Now, much like I always compare it to American Idol, where they'd always say text, Idol 01 or Idol 02, and then it gives you a number. All right, this is very similar. So they'd want to text your app code to the number 87778. So that's 8, 3 7s, and the number 8 at the end. All right, so it's kind of 3 7s sandwiched between 2 8s. So 87778. All right, now whenever they do that, that'll automatically send them back a text message with this URL so they can download your app immediately. All right, or if someone's already downloaded the Keller Williams mobile app, they can go to the My Agent section and add inside your code so they can link up with you immediately. Now, if you do want to utilize QR code, you can always right-click on QR code on here. All right, once you right-click on the QR code section, all right, you can go to Save Image As to save this immediately. All right, so that way if you actually save the image, all right, it's going to be different for each web browser. Just to give you a heads up, I'm using Firefox right now. It might say Save Image As, it might say Save Image, but this way you can actually utilize that QR code. So if someone scans the code, it'll take them directly over to your app URL to download immediately. Now, one of the bigger items that's highly underutilized is really what I'm trying to say, is this mobile app service area. I highly suggest updating this. Because at the end of the day, under your name, when someone downloads the app, it's going to have your name from that 1.2 section. So her name said the Godfrey Real Estate Group, which is her brand name, so that's perfect. All right, and then in addition to that, it's going to have right below that the mobile app service area. Now, the mobile app service area on here, if it's left blank like it is right now, is just going to show your market center city. Now, if it shows your market center city, that might confuse some people and make them think that, oh, well, maybe they're just working inside our market center city and that's it. All right, maybe they're not actually working anywhere else. All right, now I highly doubt that's going to confuse anybody, but you never know. So in this case, you can actually change that city to display a different, verbiage instead, or a different phrase if you want to. All right, so I could technically put on here, serving Greater Portland area. All right, so then at the bottom of my app, it would say the Godfrey Real Estate Group, and then below that, serving Greater Portland area. All right, so you can actually update this at any time. Now, if you're a California agent, this will automatically update with your MLS ID, all right, as that is required by California law in order to have that on your app for displaying purposes. All right, so it should automatically update for you. All right, then, of course, if anyone ever happens to go over to the e-agency site on a phone or anything of that sort on accident, if this is checked, it'll allow them to download the app immediately instead. All right, but all you have to do is click that Save option, and that'll update right away. Now, remember, if you change anything in your mobile app service area, it will take 72 hours to update. So let me get rid of that so I don't mess it up for it. Here we go. All right, so moving right along, I'm going to go back to the myKW homepage. Oh, typed it in wrong. Sorry about that. Here we go. All right, so back on our myKW homepage, the next thing I want to take a look at is your My Contacts section. All right, so I'm going to click the plus sign next to My Contacts and go to Add New Contacts. All right, this is how you can actually add a brand new contact. Now, if you recall from the very beginning of this class, I said in order to add a contact, you need 3 items. You need a first name, you need a last name, and you need some type of contact. Now, if you've not added yourself as a contact, I would highly suggest adding that in as soon as possible. All right, and the reason for that is because anything that actually goes out on your behalf, all right, I want to make sure that you're receiving as well. All right, I want to make sure you're getting everything. So in this case, all you'd have to do to add inside a contact is put inside the first name, put inside the last name. All right, then you can put inside whatever type of contact info you want, whether it's an email, phone number, or property address. I'll add inside an email on here. Here we go. All right, and then we're all good to go. All right. Now, with that being said on here, you can also add inside additional items like phone numbers on here. You can even add inside your own little category as well if you want to. All right, you can update your type. All right, obviously there are specific types that you have to choose from on here. That's perfect. They now have one for past clients, so that's fantastic. All right, you can also add inside a subtype on here too. All right, so in case you want to add inside your own specific subtype, you're definitely more than welcome to, so you can just kind of categorize everything. All right, you can choose between the different statuses on here. Now, lead would automatically put them over inside the My Lead section, so if you want to access them a little bit faster, this might help out. All right. But just to give you a heads up on here, whatever you specify as the status, whether it's hot, lead, cold, retry, pending, sold, anything of that sort, all right, make sure, or warm, sorry, I skipped over that one. All right, make sure that whatever you specify that contact as, so maybe you're saying someone's hot because they're looking to purchase or sell a home within the next 3 months. Make sure that whenever you have another contact that's looking to purchase or sell within the next 3 months, you also put them as hot. All right. So in this case, you can have the status as whatever you want. It's completely up to you because it's your database. All right. But to keep it neat and organized, go through and add in each contact under the proper status each time. All right, now outside of that, you can also add inside a nickname or salutation, gender, company, job title, And then we do have the option for birthday and purchase anniversary. Now, there are birthday and purchase anniversary campaigns available for you to use. Right? And in this case, if you want to add inside someone's birthday, it just asks for the month and the day. It doesn't ask for the year. All right, so you can go to whatever's closer, whether it was 2017 or 2018 to add inside their birth date. All right, and then for the purchase anniversary, this is for someone that has purchased a home. Not sold a home, but purchased, obviously. And you do need the month, day, and year on here. Now, the birthday and purchase anniversary campaigns will actually send out a happy birthday or congratulations on, purchasing your home email, direct mail piece, or it could be a combo of them over the next 4 years. All right, so it does it for about 4 years on those campaigns. All right, so that's a good amount of time just to stay in touch with everybody, which is perfect. Now, there is a notes section down here on each contact as well. So if you do want to add inside a note, you're definitely more than welcome to. The cool part about the notes section is it will automatically add inside a date and a timestamp as to when you added this note, so that way you can keep everything neat and organized and know when this was added in. All right, there is a section to add inside an address on here too. And once you actually save the contact, you can add additional addresses as well. All right, so in this case, you can just add inside one address. All right, but then whenever you save it, you can add inside additional ones, whether it's for work, a second home they own, maybe they're renting, whatever it might be. Now, there is a section on here for secondary details. So if you want to link up someone else with this contact, you're more than welcome to. Now, adding inside the secondary details on here. So in this case, let's say I'm adding inside my wife. I could put inside her first and last name on here, and I could put inside her email and phone number. Now, if I go to send out an email to Scott Leroy on here, it's only going to send to Scott even though I have my wife Casey on here with her email address. All right, so just to give you a heads up, it would not automatically send to both. If you do want to send out to 2 people, you would have to have 2 separate contacts. I just want to make sure that's clear. You'd have to have 2 separate contacts for them. All right, this is just another way to basically know that, hey, Scott is linked with X. So that way you know who their, other person is that they might be purchasing or selling with. Now, in addition to that, we also happen to have our information activity. If you want to see the time frame someone's looking to purchase or sell, where they might be looking in, or what their max budget might be. You can even send out a welcome email to the contact. Now, I typically suggest against sending out this welcome email, and the main reason for that, the main reason I suggest against that is because it'll automatically give you a password, that links up with the eEdge website. Now, since it automatically gives you a password that links up with the eEdge website, you might not want to send that out because obviously the new Playster site is the main one to use. So I may suggest sending out your own personal welcome email instead. Now, if you do already have groups set up, you could automatically add these contacts to a group or different groups as well, and we're going to show you how to create groups in a second. All right, if not, you can just click that save option at the bottom to save this immediately. Now, this contact information can change at any time, so everything is editable. All right, now mine came back with an error on here, and the reason I did that, and I do this every class, is because once again, I just want to show you guys you can't have duplicate contacts. All right, so in this case, it says there were errors with the following fields. Your contact, Scott Leroy, already has the email address. So if I look down here, it has it highlighted in red. All right, it has it completely redded out for the email. And if I click on Scott Leroy, then I can actually view that prospect or that contact's information immediately. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is click on contacts up here in this little dark gray bar. All right, and once I click on contacts, we already went through how to create a contact. So now let's talk about managing groups. You can have up to 1,000 groups on here, and the more groups that you have, the easier it'll actually be to keep everything neat and organized. All right, so I may highly suggest keeping everything organized on here. All right, now a couple groups that I may highly suggest adding in, it's completely up to you as to what groups you do want to add inside. But a few that I may suggest adding in, I'm going to put inside our little chat box over here so you guys can take a look at it. It would be 12 direct, 33 touch, 8x8 buyer, and 8x8 seller. As those are our different campaign templates that are available. All right, now obviously to create a group, it's pretty simple. You just need to type inside the name of the group that you want to create and click the save option. That's all you have to do. All right, nothing outside of that. Now, once again, you can have up to 1,000 groups on here. All right, 1,000 groups that we can go through and really organize everything. Now, with that being said, though, the cool part about these groups is you can actually associate them with campaigns. So whenever you actually add a contact to a group, if it's associated with a campaign, it would automatically add them to that campaign too. All right, so it's pretty nice how all that is linked up together now. All right. And of course, remember, you can add inside whatever groups you want to. She has a couple different ones on here, including clients bought and sold, contacts, have not met, leads, mets, different items like that. And of course, once you add it in, just click the save option for each one you want to create. Now, once you've created groups, you can always click on contacts up here and go to all contacts to actually view all of your contacts or your entire database. Now, you can also view contacts that have been recently active on the eEdge website, typically over the past 48, 72 hours. I think it's usually 48. All right, on here, you can actually, once again, create a contact, manage the groups, or you can even import or export your contacts. So if you want to export your contacts at any time, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, a lot of agents always say, I don't want to put it inside eEdge because I might not be able to export it later on. That's complete false. You can export it at any time. All right, and the import option will help you to bulk import CSV files immediately, or basically Excel type files. So I'm going to click on all contacts instead so I can actually view all of our contacts. All right, and this is what the all contacts section is going to look like. All right, so under the all contacts section, we can view, well, all of our contacts. All right, so we're going to have the name over here on the left-hand side. All right, we're going to have if there's anything that we need to do for them as well, or anything we want to add, basically any task that we need to do. We can see if we have an email for them or if we have a phone number as well. We can see if they're in any groups, if we want to add them in any marketing. All right, maybe what they might be looking for, price range for you. If we want to add them to any listing searches. That way, if we any new listings come out of the MLS, we could set up a listing search criteria so they would automatically receive those listings immediately from us. All right, that's fantastic for buyers. All right, if they are going on the eEdge website, you can see how many homes they may have viewed or how many they may have favorited. Not what they've viewed and favorited, but at least an overview of how many they are looking at, so that way you can see how interested they are. Or you can see how they became a contact. All right, when you last contacted them. All right, when they last looked at something. So if I click on this, for instance, 5/14/2017, we last sent them an email to contact, and 7/21/2017, the contact last did something. All right, so they opened an email from us. All right, in addition to that, we can also view over here the status as well for them. All right, or we have additional options or actions as well. Now, you can also come up here and you can sort these contacts. All right, there are a bunch of different sort options based on the different columns that we're seeing up here at the top. All right, and you can sort them in descending or ascending order, however you prefer. All right, or you can even filter out the contacts too. So if you happen to have a massive database, you can click on the filter option and you can search for what you're actually looking for. All right, so maybe you're just looking for a certain contact. Maybe you're looking for a certain person that has phone numbers. All right, so you can click the yes option if it exists for phone numbers, to only see contacts with phone numbers. All right, same thing with mailing addresses. All right, for the email address status, you can actually see, does someone have a deliverable email? I only want to see people on campaigns or on listing alerts, or that have unsubscribed, or that have a bad email or don't have an email. All right, so you can actually go through and filter out depending on how big your contact list is to help out even further. Now, whenever you do that, just click the search option up at the top right, and that'll filter out immediately. And of course, if you want to reset this, just click Clear Filters, and you'll be good to go. Now, in order to add a contact over to a group, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is click the checkbox to the left-hand side of their name. All right, you can do this for multiple people as well. All right, if you want to mass or bulk update them. And once we do that, if you notice, bulk update and print labels pops up. Now, bulk update is the main thing we want to focus on. All right, on here it says, what would you like to do, in this case with these 3 contacts. So we can either edit the records, which is what we want to do. All right, or we can send the contacts to the trash. So if you actually want to go through and just trash them where they can't receive anything from you, or they'll be taken off of all automatic emails, all right, you can do that, but it'll still keep them inside the My Contacts section in case you want to access them later on. All right, or you can even bulk permanently delete contacts. So in this case, you can just mass delete. All right, but under Edit the Records, if I click Continue on here, then I can actually update the groups or campaigns. I can update different categories, companies, status, or even history notes on here. All right, so under Groups or Campaigns, if I click on that, I have the option to either add to groups or remove from groups, or add to campaigns or remove from campaigns as well. It's 4 different options of what I can actually do on here. All right. Now, with that being said, if I then come through, I can click on any of these different groups that I want to add inside. So maybe I want to do a 33 touch, group for all these different contacts. You're definitely more than welcome to. All right. Once I click on that, then I can click the Update Now option, and that'll update immediately for us. All right, so that's a good way to kind of go through and bulk update your contacts to keep it as neat and organized as possible. Now, we do have purely a database management class that happens once a month as well. All right, so in case you're looking for classes just on database management, that's actually happening this Thursday if you guys want to come back at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, now you can also search for contacts up here inside this little search option, but let's talk about these other little tabs up here at the top. All right, so the home option is actually going to take you back over to your My Leads section. All right, so if you ever want to view the My Leads section, this will take you directly back there. All right, contacts will obviously take you back over to the My Contacts section. All right, listings and marketing will take you over to the My Marketing section. All right, and messages and reminders will typically take you over to the email section, or usually under messages. Now, the reason I want to show you that is because My Leads is under Home, My Contacts is under Contacts, My Marketing is under Listing and Marketing, all right, and My Email is under Messages and Reminders. Now, the reason I want to talk about that is because that eEdge control panel that we had on our myKW homepage, all right, we had My Leads, My Contacts, My Marketing, My Email, My Transactions, My Action Plans. All right, everything with the exception of My Transactions and My Action Plans is located right back over here. So if you click on My Marketing, but you meant to go to My Contacts, you don't need to go back to the home page. It's right here for you. All right, so I'm going to click on the Account option at the top right. And once I click on Account, this is where you can actually update your back end of your account. All right, so if you want to update all of your information that'll display on your marketing pieces, there's the My Account section. If you did want to update your eEdge website, we have the website option on here too. You can update your eEdge email signature. You can even look at different integrations. That way you can automatically sync leads to come over to the eEdge platform. All right, but if I click on My Account, for instance, all right, and the lead section is something that you can actually purchase. That's why I didn't go over it. All right, but under the My Account section, this is everything that'll auto-populate on your marketing pieces. All right, so if you click this Edit option up here at the top left, this will allow you to go through and edit just about anything and everything. So if you want to edit your name that pops up on the marketing pieces, your title, license, designation, you can update your phone numbers on here. You can update your external email. Now, the external email is what you'd want to put in as your main business email address, whether it's your KW.com email, whether it's a Gmail account. She has a custom email on here. And the reason for that is because your marketing and reply to email would either be your eEdge email or your external one. Now, not only will the marketing and reply to email display on your marketing pieces, all right, but whenever someone replies back to the marketing email you sent out, the reply would go to this email address instead of the eEdge one. All right, so that's kind of their workaround to allow you to receive emails back over to your main email address instead. All right, of course, you can add inside your website on here too, your office address, not your home address, but your office address, and then even your app URL. And on each, or sorry, not each, but I guess every marketing email, there's typically in the footer an option for, download my app, a little link on there. And it'll sync up with this app URL so they can download it immediately. Now, anytime you change anything, just make sure you click the Save option, so that way it'll update immediately. So now on all of our templates, it would automatically come out with this info instead. All right, same thing if we scroll down even further, you can add inside different social media URLs if you want to link that up on your marketing pieces. All right, or you can add inside different images on here too. Now, typically the website image and marketing image will actually be headshots, and the marketing logo will actually be a logo on here. Now, don't put inside a generic KW logo. Make sure you put inside an actual KW logo if you are going to use one for your office. Or you can put inside your own marketing logo if you want to as well. She put inside a QR code on here. All right, or you can just leave it blank. Now, the reason I say don't put inside generic KW logo or don't put inside your headshot again is because this will automatically display in the headshot. This will automatically display in the headshot location on your marketing pieces, and this will display as your marketing logo. But on all marketing pieces, there's already a generic KW logo on there. All right, so adding it in a second time would just duplicate the efforts. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. All right, now if we scroll back up to the top, obviously over here on the left-hand side, you can update your office info as well under the office info section. All right, the biggest thing to update on here is going to be your time zone as well. All right, and then you can make sure that your IDX is set up so that way you can set people up over on listing searches. All right, or of course, you can auto-populate your marketing pieces with different active listings from either your personal MLS, any listings that you have, or potentially your office as well. All right, now the last thing we're going to take a look at today is just the marketing section. So if we click on marketing on here, it's going to give us 3 different options to take a look at. All right, so we're going to have Marketing Center. All right, we're going to do this pretty quickly because I know we're already past time. All right, so under Marketing Center on here, as you can see, keep in touch with customizable marketing templates and campaigns. All right, so in this case, we're going to have different marketing items that we may have previously set up. Now, the monthly newsletter is a newsletter that eEdge comes out with each month. All right, this is a newsletter that'll constantly update for you and does not end. So that's the good part about it. It usually comes out with monthly real estate trends on here. All right, you can actually view all of your campaigns that you currently have going out. Now, remember, 5,000 emails can be sent out a month. All right, then obviously, if you're doing any type of print marketing campaigns, you would have to pay for that. You can also view any designs you may have created in case you want to view or use them later, any images you may have uploaded, or any mailing lists you may have added in just for print marketing only. Now, under Design Library, this is where you can view all your templates, whether you want to view campaign templates, email and video marketing templates, or just print marketing templates. All right, so the Marketing Center is basically a culmination of all of your marketing pieces in one location. All right, so this is everything you might want to utilize on here. Now, if I click on Marketing again, then we have the Manage Campaign section on here, that second option down. Now, this is where you can view all of your different campaigns, or you can view which ones are active, or you can view how many contacts are on the campaigns, how many groups are automatically set up for any of those contacts to come on the campaign. You can view how many emails you have set up, how many direct mail pieces or activities. Now remember, if this direct mail piece on here is blank, it's grayed out, that means it's going to be free and you won't have to pay for anything. Now the cool part is you can actually set this up so once this campaign ends, it'll automatically add them or add the contacts over to a new campaign, all right, whether it is an active or paused campaign. And you can even view the performance of the campaign too to see how well it's doing or how well each piece is doing. Now there is an option at the top right to actually add a new campaign as well in case you want to go through and add different campaign templates. All right, so in the regular account we have 62 different options available. You can search by the delivery schedule on the left-hand side. Birthday and anniversary are obviously going to be different birthday and anniversary campaigns. Date campaigns means you're going to know the exact date a piece is coming out on, so it's very specific for holidays. All right, and then interval just means you're going to know the different interval between each piece, whether it's coming out every 7 days, every 10 days, every 30 days, all right, whatever it might be. Now you can actually click on collections on here too to actually view different groups of campaigns based on what you might be looking for. Or if you're looking for one of those different campaigns that we set up in our groups earlier, you can search for them on here. All right, or there's the option to create custom campaigns. You can basically start from scratch on an interval or date campaign, so you can add inside whatever templates you want to from the eEdge platform. Now to go over the campaigns real quick, just to kind of talk about them, you have the 12 direct campaign, and that's 12 contacts the entire year. So it's basically 1 contact per month for 12 months straight. All right, you have the 33 touch, and that campaign starts in April. All right, so we're coming to the end of it, so we only have February and March left. All right, so we only have about 1/6 left of the campaign. All right, so in April, it will restart for you guys, and that's 33 contacts the entire year. All right, then you also have your 8x8 campaigns. That's 8 contacts in 8 weeks, or basically 1 contact per week for about 2 months straight. Now, just to give you a heads up, all these campaigns are customizable. You can delete anything on there. You can add anything you want to. You can change the dates or times that pieces are coming out. So everything is customizable on here. So this will just give you an overview as to what the campaign looks like as a template, but you could also click choose this template. And once you click on it, it'll take you to the back end so you can actually update everything even further. All right, so as you can see, I'm just going to go over this very briefly. You can actually update the name of the campaign. You can update the pieces. You can add contacts to the campaign, and then you can even activate everything immediately. All right, so that's kind of the campaigns in a very, very fast nutshell because I know we're out of time. Now, the final thing under marketing is the Manage Design section. Now, this is where you can actually view any designs that you've previously created. All right, so as you can see, here are 7 different pieces she's created. All right, or you can click on Design Library up here at the top left to actually view all the different marketing pieces that are currently available for you. All right, so in this case, it looks like it's showing the newest ones first. All right, now if it says email on here, that means that this is going to be a free email that we can send out. All right, and this info down here where it looks grayed out will auto-populate with our info in that account, my account section. Now, if it comes up and it says, let me see if I can find one on here. I think they're all emails that are showing right now. That's okay. All right, if it comes up and it says flyer or postcard, that means that you'll either be able to order printing or you can print it yourself as a PDF. Right? So you can download it as a PDF to print instead. But remember, emails will automatically send out from the platform. And the good part about the emails is once you send it out, it's going to display inside the body of the email. It won't be an attachment. It won't be a link. Whenever someone opens up the email that you sent out, that email piece will automatically display there. Now you can search by keywords on the left-hand side based on what you might be looking for. All right, you can actually go over here and just view listing-only pieces. All right, you can view different types, whether you're just looking for email-only pieces, postcards, flyers, greeting cards, or guides. Now, if you are looking for listing and buyer presentations, they are under the guide section. All right, or of course, under collections on here, you can actually search by different groups. And in fact, under the regular eEdge account, there's an option for listing and buyer presentations on here too. Now, if you find one you like, just go and click on it. All right, once you click on it, so here's one for one simple way to maximize the sale of your home. All right, that you can actually go through, you can personalize this because this is just a template of what it would look like. And obviously this would auto-populate with our info instead. So you can personalize this, or you can just compose the email immediately if you just want it to automatically auto-populate and you're good to go. All right, so those are different ways that you can actually create this and tweak it even further. Now, one thing to note, if you're ever in the back end of this eEdge section, you ever need to get back to the myKW homepage, just click the KW logo at the top left up here, as this will take you right back over to the myKW homepage immediately. Now, before we finish our class, one thing I do want to show you guys, if you click the plus sign of My Marketing like we did previously, this is where we were, where you can actually create marketing materials, you can work on your campaigns, and even for that app, this is where we were previously for Vantage eAgency website. All right, so the app and marketing materials will be right under My Marketing. So there you go. All right, so that is the myKW 1 hour overview class. Perfect. Nope, wrong button.